that rapidly dissipates heat throughout the unibody. Ceramic shield now protects the back as well as the front.
How the iPhone is really made. Imagine this. The sleek device sitting in your pocket has traveled more miles than most people will in their entire lifetime. Before you ever touched it, your iPhone passed through over 30 countries, 200 companies, and more than 400 steps of assembly. It began not with a glowing screen, not with a camera, but with something so small, so ordinary, you could hold thousands in your hand. A grain of sand. This is not just the story of a phone. This is the story of a global machine, billions of dollars, millions of workers, and decades of innovation compressed into the little rectangle you unlock every morning. So, how is the iPhone really made? From sand to silicon. Every iPhone starts with silica sand, mined from places like Australia and the United States. On its own, it looks like dust, but hidden inside is silicon, the element that will become the brain of your phone. That sand is shipped across oceans to smelting plants in Japan and Korea, where it's purified and melted into shiny crystal cylinders called ingots. From here, the story takes us to Taiwan, inside the labs of TSMC, Apple's most critical partner. Inside rooms so sterile that even a speck of dust could ruin everything, those cylinders are sliced into thin wafers. Then begins the most complex industrial process in the world, etching billions of transistors onto each wafer, so small they measure just 3 nanometers wide. To put that in perspective, that's smaller than a single strand of DNA. It takes weeks. It costs billions. And it requires machines so advanced that only a handful of them exist on Earth. This is the A-series chip, the iPhone's brain. Designed in California, born in Taiwan. The window to the world. A brain is useless without eyes. For the iPhone, those eyes are its OLED display. While chips are being etched in Taiwan, the journey moves to South Korea, where Samsung and LG produce some of the most advanced screens on Earth. Here, technicians spray ultra-thin organic layers onto glass, creating millions of tiny pixels, each one smaller than a grain of sand. Every single display is tested more than 100 times for brightness, touch sensitivity, scratch resistance, and even how it looks under direct sunlight. Apple refuses off-the-shelf displays. Each one is built to Apple's custom design, meaning no other phone screen in the world is quite like it. Digital eyes, the camera. Now, let's build the iPhone's vision. In Japan, Sony manufactures the camera sensor's tiny silicon chips that turn light into digital images. Each sensor contains millions of microscopic pixels, tested under electron microscopes. But a sensor alone can't see. For that, it's shipped to China, where precision companies like Largan add lenses so small and perfectly shaped they could fit inside a raindrop. And here's the twist. The real secret of the iPhone camera isn't just the glass. It's the algorithms developed in Apple's labs in the US that process each photo in fractions of a second. That's why your night shots look clear, even in near darkness. The beating heart, battery, and memory. Brains and eyes need energy. That's where the iPhone's battery comes in. Made in China and Korea, the lithium polymer cells are molded under extreme heat, layered for safety, and tested through up to 1,000 charging cycles. Meanwhile, memory chips NAND, flash, and RAM arrive from SK Hynix, Micron, and others, each one tested for both speed and endurance. Without this, your iPhone couldn't store a single photo, launch an app, or even power on. The armor, outer shell. Now the phone needs protection. In factories across China and India, giant blocks of aluminum are cut with lasers into perfect frames. They're polished, anodized, and colored until they shine. Every curve, every button placement, every finish is inspected by both robots and human eyes. Apple uses special alloys, strong, light, resistant. It's not just a case, it's the iPhone's armor. The assembly line. iPhone City. Now comes the moment of truth. All the parts, chips from Taiwan, screens from Korea, cameras from Japan, batteries from China are shipped to a single place. Foxconn's factory in Zhengzhou, China. Known as iPhone City, it employs more than 200,000 workers. The assembly process involves nearly 400 steps. The motherboard is placed, soldered by robots with microscopic precision. Then the battery, screen, camera, and outer shell are joined together like a puzzle. At every stage, engineers check, recheck, and test. Because one mistake here could cost millions. Tested to the limit. Before it leaves the factory, each iPhone faces a brutal series of tests, dropped from different angles, submerged in water and dust. Screen color calibrated pixel by pixel, cameras checked under varying light, connectivity tested for Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and 5G. Any failure? The device is immediately scrapped. No second chances. Finally, the survivors are packed in their iconic boxes, sealed by robots, and wrapped in eco-friendly material. From line to hand. From there, iPhones board planes and ships, traveling to over 70 countries. By the time you unbox yours, it has already crossed oceans, continents, and thousands of hands. The iPhone economy. But the iPhone isn't just a gadget. It's an economy. Apple sells over 220 million iPhones every year. The iPhone alone accounts for more than half of Apple's $400+ billion revenue. Behind every phone are millions of workers, thousands of factories, and trillions of dollars in global trade. What you hold in your hand isn't just a phone. It's a global project, an achievement of human coordination on a scale history has never seen before. So next time you pick up your iPhone, ask yourself, how many lives, how many hands, how many stories are hidden inside this little device? If this journey into the making of the iPhone opened your eyes, make sure to subscribe because the story doesn't end here. In our next episode, we'll reveal how one of the most ordinary materials on Earth hides one of humanity's most extraordinary inventions. I'm the factory line, and this is how iPhone is made.